Okay, so the Packers just signed undoubtedly the most versatile player in the 2020 draft. They brought him in a couple of weeks ago for a workout. They make it official. They have signed free agent linebacker slash safety hybrid Isaiah Simmons, who's agreed to a 1 year deal. I absolutely love this pickup by Brian Gutekunst and the Green Bay Packers. Why do I love it so much? Because here's the thing. If you look at Isaiah Simmons over his NFL career so far, this dude hasn't lived up to the hype at all. He was the 8th overall selection by the Arizona Cardinals. And because he is so athletically gifted, they pretty much used him as a Swiss Army knife and they pretty much played him out of position. So there's a fine line between being versatile and positionless, meaning a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And that's exactly what Isaiah Simmons has become a few years into the NFL. And he's still searching for that positional home. Hopefully, Jeff Hafley and the Packers can bring the best out of him. And you take a look at just the athletic freaks around him when we start talking about just speed and size and being able to go sideline to sideline. Simmons is one of those guys. Quay Walker is another one of those guys. Edgerrin Cooper is another one of those guys. Okay. So I'm super excited about it because I think with his athleticism, we're going to take a look at his RAS coming into the NFL, but Isaiah Simmons, the best is yet to be brought out of him. So I'm really pumped up about it because I think that the Packers have good coaching staff there, and I really think that we can get the most out of Isaiah Simmons. I want you guys to leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think about this signing. Okay, so you take a look at where he went then from Arizona. The Giants traded only a 7th round draft pick to get him on their team, and they had really nothing to lose. They should have deployed him as a situational pass rusher. Why do I say that? Well, in 2022, he rated his highest pass rush grade as a 83.5, but he's never been a primary pass rusher. Okay, so you take a look at his size coming out of college into the NFL. He was supposed to change the NFL. At least that's what a lot of the scouting reports heading into the 2020 draft said about him. He's 6'4", nearly 240 pounds. He had a great vertical jump. He had a great arm size. He ran a 4.38. But if you take a look at positionally how he's been used, you take a look at, okay, so he joined the NFL in 2020, then 2021, 2022. He's been a edge defender, off-ball linebacker, strong safety, free safety, slot defender, wide corner. This dude has pretty much played it all. So I feel terrible for him because he's become, a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And I'm really hoping that the Packers can absolutely bring the most out of it. Okay, so you take a look at the Packers depth chart right now. So you've got at the linebacker position, Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, Isaiah McDuffie. I don't think Isaiah McDuffie is a starting caliber type player in the NFL. So I'm welcoming a guy like Isaiah Simmons who potentially could, develop in that position and overtake Isaiah McDuffie. Who knows? That's just me pretty much thinking lofty there. Again, another one that positionally I just don't think should be a starter with the Packers is Keyshawn Nixon. So remains to be seen with what Jair and the Packers do, but it sounds like they're going to be parting ways. So then you take a look at the best available free agents out there right now. Asante Samuel Jr. is still available, still out there. And a lot of you might be saying, okay, so why has this dude, not been signed? Well, he's dealt with stinger issues and he was only limited to 4 games last year, which isn't great news for Packer fans out there, because if we bring in a guy like Asante Samuel Jr., it's really not going to be any sort of a difference between he and Jair as far as reliability and just him being out there on the football field. Another guy, but I would welcome him if the Packers do part ways with Jair Alexander. So another guy is a guy we're familiar with, Rasul Douglas. Now he is up there in age a bit. We already know what this dude can bring to the table. So if the Packers part ways with Jair Alexander, again, Keyshawn Nixon isn't going to cut it in my book. So there's still a couple of free agent corners out there. But I'm super pumped up about the signing of getting Isaiah Simmons there. Okay, so you take a look at his RAS coming out of college. His RAS was a 10. He had elite explosion grade, elite speed grade, and very good size. This dude ran a good 40. He's a fantastic athlete. He's a stud athlete, and I'm really hoping that the Packers can capitalize on his athleticism. Leave your comments, and as always, go Pack Go.